Punch. Creates a weaker structure. The weaker structure then invites fungus and bacteria, and you know, so it's kind of a domino cascade effect. But usually once you get to take care of everything else, and they're usually fine. Hold on. He's a big guy. Hey. Good boy. There you go.
Starting to calm down.
He's just gonna. They just have to essentially relearn. Like, oh, that's right. This is I'm not gonna get this shit. Set the clip a wee bit too. Yeah, so like you can see I've got good, come on, you know, pretty decent connection up through here. It's not really going that much higher. This looks really, really bad, but it's not great, but it's not terrible. Looks pretty dumb. Almost like we know what we're doing.
Almost. I did bring this medial in alone by itself because it still looks a little swept to me, and I think it helped it a lot.
Yeah. Hold on. I know. Yep.
Do you want it back before?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get a chlorine dioxide. Apollo, he's like, I think you're joking, but I'm not quite sure.
It's a matter of like, literally like disabling her from getting away from things. You know, like the drawings and stuff, because she just knows that that's like a normal old horse's lesson. Like, there's nothing like, I don't feel defiant in her, I feel stubbornness and like, I would rather take this one. She just knows, like, she can't unlearn the fact that, like, she knows she can kind of outpush you like that. But it's not in the same way. Not at all. For instance, I'll give you an example. When Callie is like, when you don't let her be an ass, she almost gets hypersensitive. Like, pay attention to you. Yeah. Like, I mean, yes, she does. She goes from being like crazy as sleep to you want to be. I'm supposed to guarantee her that I'm
Have like soul contact. So it's okay to have a little bit of contact there, but you definitely don't want pressure on draft horses, especially if we already know he's a little sore-footed and got some issues. The last thing you want to do is, you know, keep any contact or pressure there. Hold on. Easy, Apollo. I know. I think he's just a little little stressed out in general,
Yeah.
honestly. Hold on.
Do you want to put it?
No, he's all right. Just little things like.
Let's turn it as he's stacked up.
Good times.
Yeah.
I told you should take a picture and be like, ah, here, does this look alright? Send it to Travis and tell him that I did it.
He's much flatter on that right front than this one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They're two different people.
He'd be like, God damn, man, I thought Jeremiah knew what it was. That's a lot of movement for a draft.
Yeah.
I know.
Easy, buddy.
Hold on. Hold on. Two more seconds. Easy guy. Yeah, he's already laying on that right one. Essentially. Wow. So see where this, what's called the buttress, which is the very end of the heel, is right here. So you see the difference, the distance in relation to the front, what's called the dorsal, right? The front here. So this distance now is longer than this, right?
Right.
So, but if I trim this down, because it grows at this angle, the more I trim, the further back the buttress goes, right? So what happens is when it's pushed too far forward, you actually will get loading. So his navicular, just say roughly, is somewhere in this range. If you let it run too far forward, that you actually just get constant pressure right over the navicular because you're squishing it like that. So you can drop the heels too far for sure, but you can also let them run too far forward. So just like with any profession, you have to know where, you know, too much, not enough. That's why you that's why you educate yourself. That's why you practice. Blah 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 blah. So I'm not really going to take a whole lot off here. I want to try to take a little off, see if I can get him to bear more weight here and sit on the sole. But as you can see, most of it's coming off here.
So just standing was probably uncomfortable for him.
So I don't know if you just noticed, like when I put my foot down and readjusted that one, he's lame on this one just now. Like he took a lame step just moving his weight that I saw.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably what happens is on the bottom of the coffin right here is what's called the distal circumflex artery. And hold on. I know. When there's too much pressure on it, too much constant pressure, so, you know, sole pressure, whether from shoeing or anything, it's essentially like having a tourniquet, just shutting it off. And, you know, we can't say for sure, but you can certainly guess when you shut your blood supply off, right? It goes numb, it gets, you know, hurt, you can get necrotic, blah, blah, blah. Typically too, like on average, you want the buttress to be at the highest and widest point of the frog. So I've already taken quite a bit of heel off. These are just markers that we use to try to determine like where to trim the heel to. So his heel was really, really pushed forward.
Why do you tap like that?
I'm just getting the like that
Oh.
to get the, like, if there's a little flake stuck in here. Like, what are those, they're not bush babies, but those weird Madagascar and lemur things. They have that claw and they check them for grubs. Check them for grubs in there. So like this discoloration here, this has nothing necessarily to do with the shoeing. This is just barefoot probably. That shows like a history of bruising from just standing on a sole. But like I said, that's unrelated to shoeing. Well, it could be, but in this case, I think it's unrelated to shooting. Come on. Are you observing that, or?
Yeah.
No, he maybe. I am going, if you want to say slowly, but that's more partial. There's two reasons to that. Hold on. One, his tolerance is just his mental tolerance is not there, so I can't be as aggressive, because when you're really aggressive, you run the risk of, when he makes a move or a jerk, making a big mistake. So you have to be careful with that. And two, as I'm trimming, I'm going small amounts, because his whole foot is twisted to the medial side. So, once you remove it, you can't put it back on. So I'm making small adjustments to where I feel I can get the foot rebalanced, essentially. Hold on. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on, big guy. Hey, he's a little sore there for sure. Hold on. Nah. What were you grinding over?
Behind shoes.
Oh.
I forgot to do it.
Did you trim the medial heel? Can you see it or no?
I can't see them.
Okay.
I know that
We'll mark it.
the ones, yeah, we'll have to
That's
mark it
fine.
with a pencil. The one kind of comes in a little funky.
We'll we can ask you to do that. Hold on. Oh, I know.
Hold on, Apollo.
Hey.
Lunch, I also like it more. Because I love coconut.
Hey.
Okay, keep right, man.
Hold on.
Good boy, huh? Hold on. Hold on.
I do my best to not move up.
Right? So on his frog here, which isn't terrible, but then you can see some here, here. So he's got some high spots and low spots.
But the point is for him to be on the shoe.
On the yeah, or if he's barefoot, like even when you prep a foot to shoe, ideally you would want them to be bearing just on the rim, maybe a tiny bit on the frog. Like I said, that's why I don't worry too much about this. Like I'm okay with that. This one was a little bit worse, but like just having pressure spots here and here are a little bit. You know, ideally you want like this. Like see this rim?
Yeah.
Even that little bit is great. Want it all the way around. This one's there's actually less to do with. Less hoof that is at least. We may treat that left front.
Excuse me.
I said we may treat that left front.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure yet. Hold on. like it's deceptive, but the center of his foot is probably about right there, even though his frog's pointing the other way. We used to think that the frogs didn't move, so a lot of farriers will use it as a guideline, but it will actually twist with the foot. Hold on.
So when do you get the keys?
Easy. Hold on. So we're gonna have to move our truck again. Can you get that piece of shirt out of here? Good boy.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you guys?
Good.
Hold on. Good boy. You can really see it. Unfortunately, it's not trimmed great enough to really demonstrate it. But what's happening is this coffin one is still in there like this. Probably pointing, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it's in about this position, and his hoof is like this. And so what happens is it stretches all this, and he's probably slightly rotated. See how wide that is?
Yeah.
So we'll be able to help some of that for sure today. Hold on. Hold on. Easy, Paul. I know, come on. Easy guy. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't-
Already, huh? Out of the frying pan to the fire.
Yeah, actually, this will be my second.
I think.
It's called science.
I don't think we need to worry about him being sensitive with that stuff.
No, I mean, Chloe did his thing, and I just had to get it, like, take that temperature without, like, going nuclear.
Wait.
But I actually don't really know what's wrong with her. Like, I never had a heart. Not figured out.
Yes. Hold on. Hey, punch. Good boy. I know, hold on.
Getting anything out of not responding to me. Right. Like, it's not like there are examples, like, how because sometimes when they're like 16, they can be this way because they just have so much incorrect training. Right. That they learn, they can like
We
be
didn't take
in charge
any
and not
pictures,
respond.
but he
And
sent me one at a
just don't
time.
give
You
it
can tell him.
self-respect at all. Like for a 4-year-old.
So
Do you think it's, I think it's
so
respect.
it looks just busted up. Do it on his own, you know. He's standing pretty smooth. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, come on. Hey. More hoof here than here. So that's just showing you as we wrote, like, we're going to take off this medial hoof that's causing him to twist medial. Hold on, big guy. Hold on. Hold on. Whoop. Hold on. Easy guy. I thought you said she could stay in there forever.
If only. She says, I want to go on my turnout now. I had to work earlier, and then I had to stand there.
Grab the black.
Black.
Yeah. Hold on, dude. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, stop. Oh,
Yeah, I already set up.
did it.
There should be another tip on your.
These are trash.
We'll probably need another tip if it's setting up this fast. Make haste. Hold on, dude.
Hey, hey, come on.
You gotta work with me on this one.
What do you want?
Black.
That tip's not gonna cut it.
You can grab one. It's all in video. That's it, man. Business is over. Come on.
Oh, what it?
The sham is up. Well-oiled machines down the drain.
Well, we were pretty efficient this morning building it.
Somebody ordered way too much. If you would be interested in
Hold on. I know, we're doing good. in the shoe. I know it sounds like it, but his foot's are so hard. That was amazing. Actually, we'll take your hold on, guys. I know. Come on. Hey.
Easy, Apollo. Easy, bud. Easy.
She wanted to talk to us about something.
Oh, the owner?
Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Did she pay the mortgage on it?
Yeah, she must.
We were at a farm the other day.
Let me get you the number.
Let me good answer.
Let me see if she's around.
Let me see if she's around.
My hands are a little bit.
I don't care.
Okay, Jeremiah.
Sherry, nice to meet you.
He does test.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have, and I'm sure you're really busy when you get me on schedule. I have a saddlebred, an Arab, a half Arab, and a quarter horse. And everybody just needs their feet trimmed, but I would kind of like to be a part of it because 2 of them are going to go on to having some show shoes on later. So I don't want to be cutting them off. I'm sure you know what's up, but you tell me.
Like anybody else.
That's right.
Well,
That's the way
let's
we
not
roll.
cut them too short. So just tell me when we could set that up, and I'll like to be here. Like I said, I'm sure you're real busy.
Yeah. So was that 4? It sounded like.
Yes.
4.
And I only told you the breed because, like, on the saddlebred mare, I want to be here. She's going to be a show mare, so I don't want to just say, "Yeah, just trim up." You know, I just hang around.
I can tell you're nervous.
I'm kind of. I'm sorry.
No, I
can't grow a bunch of foot and then it
Amy-
disappears.
No, I completely understand.
So should I call you, or do you want to
Yeah,
next
probably.
week or later? I
I'd
don't know
have
how busy
to-
you are.
Unfortunately, I was just here. I'm trying to think. How long term as far as like, is this just a one-time thing, or you?
No, I'd have you keep doing them.
Like, okay. I only ask because it just depends on the scheduling. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. Trying to figure
Right,
out.
and the one actually the purebred Arabian, you don't have plates on, so he's gonna
So
need.
you're gonna pull the
No, we're gonna reset him like that, but he'll need to be reset kind of like, I don't know what your breed background is, you know, kind of like an English horse, some sort similar to sister side and if you've done a lot of performance horses, I'm sure you're like totally overqualified, I didn't mean it that way. I meant, do you do that kind of
You've
stuff?
been really traumatized, haven't you?
Well, no, you just do like straight quarter horses. I didn't want to say, this is my saddlebred with feet like a Tennessee Walker. But
Also, what I can tell you, I'm confident in my ability to tell you what I know and what I don't know.
okay, and that's all I was trying to say. I wasn't saying you don't know this.
What I'm saying is I'm confident if I don't feel comfortable doing something.
Right.
Hey, come on.
So pardon me for not like knowing you.
Hey!
I just got that from this neck of the woods. Isn't it amazing as we age?
Yeah, you realize you don't, like, you're not that important.
Things I think I wasn't going to tolerate. Now I'm like, that's okay.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You just really hurt my feelings, but that's okay.
All right, cool.
You probably had a good reason to. There's a ton of pizza,
Don't
you
tell
guys.
Mark that.
There's
What?
like 5 extra pizzas. Please become the
Don't tell Mark what, Jeremiah.
There's pizza in there.
Oh, really?
Cookies now.
Nice. much.
They won't last long.
Good. That'll make me feel like
Easy.
It does. I mean, having information is all
I know,
care about.
that's-
Just knowing
Yeah.
kind of what we're looking at, what we need to keep an eye
Yeah.
on. You know, that if it's not fixed, what our next step
Exactly.
needs to be.
Yeah.
You know.
Don't forget the pizza, Krista.
Oh yeah. Actually, I'm hungry now, and I'm like, well, look, these are my noodles that I bought with me.
Hold on. Hey,
Come on.
you're almost done, big guy.
I know.
That's what I'm like.
Come on. Whoa. Yeah, God, he's so freaking heavy. It just like obliterated this. You may just have to stay in there. You can see that, like, that's it. This is about how hard it'll set up. And then this stuff is softer up here. Cool. Kind of want to see what it looks like too. Man, God, you forget how heavy these guys are. Yep, that's gonna have to stay. I'll try the other
Say
side.
for the bathroom.
It does look kind of cool, like if you're able to get that off. It just looks nice.